Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got STAGG 24C coming at you, man. It has been one heck of a year. I went from getting no Wellers in years to getting 2 Wellers in 1 year, also to getting 2 STAGGs in 1 year. Let's get it.
Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop.
First of all, let me give a shout out to Kevin, man. Kevin down at S&W, not only does he look out for the customers that look out for him, but he also looks out for any regular customer that comes in there. I'm telling you, you can go back there by the bourbon counter, and if you see a whole bunch of guys back there and guys are talking bourbon, Kevin will just do some random stuff. He'll either do like a random raffle or ask a random question, and you could actually be walking out with an allocated bottle. I'm telling you, man, he is a great dude. Check his store out. You will not go wrong, I am telling you. But this right here is the reason why I was in his store. So I went to his store because I had some bottles that I wanted him to try. Bottles that I know that he hadn't tried yet. The Bourbon Judge's JT Mellick pick, the ASW Fiddler, the Georgia Hardwood, and it was a couple of other bottles, an older Cask Strength Maker's Mark. I took it to him. I wanted him to try them, and we were talking, and I let him try the 24B. He samples the 24B, and he was like, yeah, that's good. So he was going off of recollection. He was like, I don't think the 24C is as good. He was like, when you get home, man, he was like, you know, whenever you shoot the episode, he was like, you know, I just want to see what you think. So I was like, okay, cool. I got home and I put them side by side. I had a little bit of a different result. So I can't wait to get this thing reviewed for you guys and give you like a little battle. So stick around to the end, but let's get into the nose of this thing because I've talked quite a bit. All right, so nose wise, it's a little oakier than the 24B, in my opinion. All right, so I'm going off of memory now too. It's a little oakier than the 24B. I remember the 24B being more like berry fruit forward. This has a little bit more of like oak astringency on the nose. I don't pick up any ethanol, and I do remember that being one of the things that I picked up on the 24B. This 24C so far does have a slight bit of a grape note, but it's oaky. There's a slight berry note, but it's buried very, very deep down in the glass. Let's get into the palate. Oh, that's like plums, but there's a savory note. So that was my one knock on 24B. I felt like 24B had like that grape soda note, and I'm picking it up right now. But 24B was lacking like that savory, salty note, like a salted caramel note. I'm picking up that savory note here, but it's more savory and like dark chocolate. This is almost like if you were to take like some type of plum or prune and like dip it in chocolate. It's got a real savory note. All right, let's get back into the nose one more time. All right, so still more, I would say prunes, plums, a little bit of an earthy note. You do get that oakiness on there. And earlier today, I thought I picked up like a strong lemon. Like I picked that concentrated lemon note up before in I think it was STAGG 17. All right, let's get back into the palate. Nice across the palate, medium mouthfeel. Little spicy, got a little bit of like that strawberry candy note going on now. Still that chocolate, still some of that like grapey prune. I would have to say, going off of memory, 24B was like that grape monster. This one right here, it's got some grapiness to it, but this is a little more savory. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get the wheel out, put these things side by side, and give you my thoughts, and then we'll get into the breakdown. So stick around for the breakdown. So we've got 24C and 24B side by side. This is the 24C here, this is the 24B here. I am gonna go ahead and spin them up. That way I do not know what they are. Once the wheel stops, we'll get them off the wheel, we'll blind them, and then we'll let the cards fall where they may. Now, you know, 24B already made my 2024 list. I think it was number 4. So we're gonna go ahead and get these things off the wheel, and we're gonna go through them. All right, so first up, nose. Grapey, oaky, there's almost like a maple syrup note too. All right, let's go into second glass. Floral. That's that is wild, because I didn't give floral on any of the reviews. I don't know. That's coming across kind of floral. All right, back to this nose. Wow. This is grapey and oaky. This is floral, and I'm getting some of that oak astringency. All right, so when it comes to the color, I can't pick up any color difference on camera, and it's not showing any color difference on camera. They look identical to me. So I can't see any difference in color. Right now, this one is kind of edging it out when it comes to the nose with a slight touch of that grapiness. This one is floral. All right, let's get into the palate. All right, cheers. Spicy, grapey, sweet. Oh, that's so good. Dude, if you can't tell by now, I am a fan of Staggs. Let's go over the proof real quick, because 24C is 128.9 proof, all right? And they are very close, if I remember. 24B is 127.8. So they're only a proof point apart. So you're not going to look. So far, proof wise, they're pretty much the same. Color wise, they are the same. Nose wise, they're close, but one with that floral note and one with more of that like oaky, grapey note is edging it out. Palate wise, this one is really good. I'm trying to give myself a little time for the palate to calm down so I can get into this glass. All right, second glass. Let's see what the palate does. See, that's good too, man. That's good too, but that one comes off as just slightly oakier and slightly earthier. Now, I'm gonna be eating my words if this one right here is the 24B, because I thought the 24B was amazing. All right, let me go back. Let me go back and see if this one changes that one, because whiskeys will influence each other if you aren't cleaning, and I don't like cleaning in between. I do like how it helps me pick out the subtle like nuances and differences in each bourbon. All right. The nose starting to pick up a little bit of that lemon note. Still picking up that earthiness. All right. This could be the C, don't know. Let's, because I didn't pick up a floral note in the beginning of the review. All right, let's go into the palate. A little drying, starting, that grape note is there. Not super heavy. It fades into a grape note. It comes in with a little bit of clove, but that like super drying. And it might just be drying me out now because I'm drinking 128 and 127 proof. But it's starting to come in just a little drying, a little bit of a clove note, turns into a grape, a little bit of earthiness on it. All right, let's go back into glass number one, or the glass on my right. nose has gotten sweeter. Yeah, the nose has gotten sweeter. It's no longer like grapey. Now it's more of like sweet caramel candy. Now that grape is starting to creep in just in the back. All right, let's go into the palate. That's very good too, man. Believe it or not, I'm starting to pick up a little bit of clove in that one too. That one, that grape note is still there. I'm starting to pick up a little bit more spice. It's ramping up on the mid towards the back. I'm starting to not feel heat, but starting to feel a little bit of spice in the throat. These are both good. They were, when I first got it home and I cracked it and I put them side by side, they were very, very, very close. Even closer than they are now, but they were very close. Like if I closed my eyes, and it could have been because I had the same glass. Even though I was rinsing it out, I had the same glass. And I was like, if you blinded me, I would think that I'm drinking the same glass. However, tonight, drinking out of two different glasses, not rinsing out in between, taking a little bit more time in between, I am gonna have to give it to this glass right here. Now, that is not saying that this glass is far behind, because honestly, they are just like this. Like, they are that good and that close to each other. It is time to find out what they are. So, the winner, and I hope I don't have to eat crow. Oh, wow, B. So the winner is the 24B. Now, I put that on my 2024 list of best whiskeys, and it deserves its spot. It definitely deserves its spot. All right, of course, you can see C. This is the 24C. The 24B in a blind is better. But when I got them home this afternoon, man, they were neck and neck. Now, let's get into the breakdown. I always ask this question, and I don't think it's ever going to change when it comes to Stagg. Is 24C worth the chase? I have not had a bad Stagg yet. So I am going to always say that it is worth the chase. Is it worth retail? It is worth retail. It is worth more than retail. I only paid retail. Shout out to Kevin once again at S&W. You, for a $65 bottle to come in with this much flavor and this much proof, it's just ridiculous. $65, I would definitely go my 30 over retail all day. You guys know what I paid for my 24B, and I would spend that again. All right, who is this bottle for? A lot of you guys out there that are just getting into bourbon, you want to chase everything that you see. You got to have the Stagg, you got to have the George T. Stagg. This is going to light you up. Look, grab it now if you get a chance to, because we all start out in the 90s and then slowly work our way up, and a lot of us become proof hounds, and then we gradually come back down slightly. But if you are in the beginning stages, this will light you up. It's not that it drinks super hot. It's just a little rough around the edges. Just slightly. Not bad, not bad. You know when you have something that drinks hot, and this is a little bit of a heater, but it just drinks a little rough around the edges. It's not bad at all. But shout out to Truly Blessed, man, because we had a conversation about OGD 114, and if you are not a seasoned bourbon drinker, OGD 114 will tear you up. This right here is no different. It will tear you up. It's coming in with a lot of proof. So I would say that this is probably for just the more experienced bourbon drinkers. I don't know if I would even give this to an intermediate bourbon drinker, because that 128.9 is going to come in like a freight train. Will this always be on the bar? As you can see, I am a fan of Staggs. I don't always get them. I would love to get them a lot more than I do now. Sometimes I get them in bunches, and sometimes years go by. So as long as I can find them for a reasonable price, they will always be on the bar. With that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head into a drop. Till next time.